So the story begins and we see a girl drowning in water. And then, suddenly she regains consciousness. It seems that it was her dream, and when she regained consciousness, she found herself hanging from the noose. She kept writhing in pain to save herself. She even called for help, but no one could hear, and she died there itself. It was clear that Tatri did not want to die herself, but she was killed. Anyway, the scene is cut, and we are shown Tatri a few days back, who is a doctor. And she was helping to deliver the baby through hydrotherapy. And when Tatri checks the heartbeat of this child, she suddenly gets upset. After some time, Nurse Ada comes to her and lovingly asks her, "What happened, Tatri? You seem upset." As soon as she asked this, Tatri put her head in her lap and started crying. But she did not tell Ada anything. The next day Ada brought a woman to the hydrotherapy room and suddenly screamed loudly, as if she had seen a ghost. But there was only one cockroach inside. Then Ada tells the woman to wait here, "I will call the doctor." She had just turned back when the woman screamed loudly, and this time when she looked, there was no cockroach but Tatri's hanging body. The scene cuts from herein. In the next scene we are shown two girls named Pika and Iram who come to a newly built hospital and tell that they have come from nursing school and want to do internship here. After some time an officer comes here and tells both of them that there is no internship for girls here. "You two have come here, so stay for one night, but tomorrow morning you can leave in. I will talk to the doctor myself. Only boys can do internship here." In the meantime Ada also comes here, who starts taking them on a tour of the hospital. Pika was worried that, will they really not get internship here? They had come here on someone's reference. Iram tells Pika to talk to him. Now on talking, the man assures them, 25,001, 53,040 to 001, 56,799. That nothing will happen. You people will get internship here. I myself will talk to the owner here. When Pika came back to the room after talking, she saw that Iram was talking to someone about some tablets which she had bought from the pharmacy, and she also looked worried. When Pika comes, Iram gets nervous and starts leaving from there. Then Pika stops her from behind and tells her that there is blood on your skirt. Iram suddenly gets a little over nervous and immediately comes towards the washroom. While passing through the corridor, she feels something strange, as if someone is following her, and in fact, we also see a demonic hand moving towards her. As soon as Iram felt that someone has touched her, Iram looked back. There was no one there. She ignored this thing and opened the room in front. This was not the toilet. Rather, it was the hydrotherapy room. She had to change her pad, so she decided to use this room. But suddenly a tap opened there from which blood was coming out. She gets very scared and turns off that tap, and another tap opened from behind. The water of the other tap was clean, which Iram started using, and then she heard the sound of someone's footsteps. She also felt as if someone had come and stood behind her. When she removed the curtain, there was no one there either. Iram was now scared. As soon as she started to come out from here, she felt as if someone was pulling her towards him. At this time we also saw the shadow of black hands behind her, which disappeared as soon as she said turn around. Then someone called her from the front. Scared, she looked, and there was Ada, who asked her, "What are you doing here?" Iram told that I had come here while searching for the washroom. Well, in the next morning, and we are shown that the person from whom Pika had got the reference had talked to Titu about the management here. Titu tells both of them that this hospital has opened after 5 years. There is renovation and many other works here. That is why I allow both of you to do internship here. Today they had to go out for the campaign of their hospital. Titu, who is a doctor, along with the entire hospital staff, goes out and also sets up a camp outside. In the camp, no person from the city comes, and neither was anyone ready to go to that hospital because of a death case. When Pika hears this, she is shocked. When Titu hears about this case again, Titu becomes nervous. And then, he says that the death case happened years ago. I don't think it is wise to discuss it now. Titu tells Ringo that you should take these girls back to the hospital. I have to do some work here in the camp. Everyone agrees except Iram, who had to go somewhere else. Actually, she had come to a hotel room to meet her friend, who was trying to force himself on her even at this time. Iram tells him that all this did not happen with my consent even before. You had mixed something in my drink earlier also. And that day we both came close to each other in a drunken state, and see the result. And today, I had to buy tablets from the pharmacy. I am pregnant. The boy says to Iram, "Why do you get upset? I am ready to take all the responsibility for this." Iram gets even more angry and asks him, will prevail in everything? I am not ready for such a big responsibility yet. In the hospital, it is shown that Titu orders to clean the hydrotherapy room thoroughly so that the hydrotherapy room can be used for some other purpose. Now in the next scene, we see Iram doing her duty with Titu. After getting free from his patient, Titu tells Iram that there are still 30 minutes left for our duty time to end. If any patient comes, you call me. As soon as he leaves, Pika peeks inside her room and asks Iram, how was her day? Iram says it was good. Titu is a little changed from Ringo. While they were still talking, we are shown that a strange girl came inside the room. Without turning her face towards them and sat on the chair. Iram said, who are you? No appointment was booked yet. The girl said, my appointment is booked here. She said it in such a strange way that both Pika and Iram got scared. Pika leaves from here saying that I will come back after complaining to the counter payers. And Iram is left alone with this woman. This girl then turns towards Iram in a very scary way. Iram got scared. When Iram asked her name, she told Tatri. This was the same Tatri whom we have seen committing suicide in the beginning of the movie. Tatri was continuously smiling at Iram and nothing else. Scared, Iram comes towards the shelf and turns her face away. But Tatri still keeps staring at her. And all the while, saliva was dripping from her mouth. Seeing this, Iram, though scared, goes to Tatri and tries to clean her smiling face. While Iram was cleaning her mouth, Tatri puts her hand on her stomach. Iram got even more scared. Iram tried to control herself but suddenly, Tatri scared her and the lights went off immediately. Now Iram's nervousness had reached the seventh heaven. She searched for her mobile with trembling hands. She switched on the light and was shocked because Tatri was no longer there. But as soon as she started going out of the door closed on her face, and when she turned towards the window also closed. There was a sound of something breaking from behind. Iram turned back in panic and saw that Tatri was there and was banging her head on the wall. As soon as Iram saw her, she moved towards her and Iram sat down in fear and Tatri disappeared from there. The very next second, as soon as Iram was sure that Tatri had gone away from her, Iram tried to get up, but she was feeling very heavy, because it was shown that Tatri was sitting on her shoulders, who attacked her face, and also made her fall down, while she was screaming in pain. At that time, Titu came here and brought her back to consciousness. Anyway, the scene was cut, and we were shown the same sweeper who had misbehaved with Iram earlier. At this time, while driving the ambulance, he tries to overtake a truck, and as soon as he does so, he sees Tatri standing in front of him. He gets scared and immediately takes his vehicle back. But he had to overtake the truck as well, and as soon as he overtook the truck, a bus came in front of him. He had to stop and the truck came from behind and collided with his ambulance, due to which all the iron rods kept in the truck got stuck in his body along with his vehicle, and he was killed on the spot and Tatri disappeared. From here in the next second, in the next scene we are shown Iram crying. Pika comes and asks her what happened. So she tells that yesterday Hero misbehaved with me, and I prayed in my heart that he should die, but I really did not want this. Has he died because of me? Here Pika encourages her and says, don't worry. All this did not happen because of you. On the other hand, now we are shown Ada and another man, who were ordered by Titu to repair the hydrotherapy room. But the more they repaired this room, the worse it became. Sometimes its taps would break. Sometimes the generator there would stop working. Sometimes the things would break on their own. Finally tired, the man tells Ada that this room cannot be repaired. And then he says that it is better to close this room forever. Deciding this, they build a wall in place of the door of this room, and as soon as the man starts going out after finishing, the light goes off suddenly. He also hears the sound of a woman walking from close by. He thought it must be Ada. He went first, turned on the generator and told Ada not to roam around here. He had just said this when Tatri was shown upside down on the wall behind him, and as soon as he turned towards the wall, Tatri immediately came in front of his face and scared the man by showing her scary face. To save himself, he ran away from there in such a way that he did not look back. Outside the hospital, he came near the tree, and now where he had come, there was a river ahead in his way, to cross which a tree trunk was placed there. Frightened, when he tries to cross this place by climbing on tree trunk, and then eventually he loses his balance and falls down. By hanging like this, he saves his life. But no matter how many times he tried to come up, he was not able to come up, because from below, the Tatri was pulling him into the water, and finally she pulls him into the water. The scene cuts, and in the next scene we see that this man had returned to the hospital. He wanders here and there. He was looking for Ada because he wanted to tell Ada something. He even sees Ada, and when he calls out to her, Ada leaves from there without listening to his voice. And when he follows her, he does not see Ada in the next room, cause she had disappeared. Then his foot slips there and he falls down, and here the lawnmower turns on. And LT falls on him and keeps running until the man dies. It was seen that this machine was controlled by Tatri, and in reality, Tatri did not kill this man. In the next scene, we see both Pika and Iram sleeping. Here Pika starts getting jolts while sleeping, and after a while when she regains consciousness, she sees that Iram was also getting jolts. She brings Iram back to consciousness, and Iram tells her, "Do you remember that girl who came and sat on the dental chair that day? At this time, the same girl was on top of you, and when I saw you and tried to wake you up, she came on top of me." While telling all this, Iram was very nervous. She tells that she had a long tongue with which she was licking me, and she was also playing with my hair. She is not a human being, Pika. These people were still nervous when suddenly someone knocks on their door and they are told that there has been another death in their hospital, which we have seen just a while ago. The next morning Pika goes to Ada's room because Ada's husband had died. She wanted to regret with Ida. On her husband's sudden death she saw that at that time Ringo was in Ada's room, who was asking her to tell the truth and was also saying that if you don't tell me the truth, then I cannot guarantee your safety. But soon after, Ringo got angry and left the place due to Pika's arrival. When it was night, Pika saw that Iram was sitting in the lawn very upset. She was crying. Pika goes to her and asks her what happened to you. Iram did not want to tell anything, so Pika said to her that if you don't tell me then how will I solve your problems? As soon as she said this, Iram started crying and told her that along with her friend, she was also molested many times here in the clinic. Pika asked her who was in the hospital. Before she could answer, Pika's phone rings. The scene cuts and we are shown that Tatri stops Iram's friend's bike. She asks him for a lift, and seeing such a beautiful girl, the boy also agrees to give her a lift and asks her, "Where is your house?" And then she shows him the direction of the house and sits behind him. At this time, Tatri shows him an illusion, a line as if that is a bridge. She holds his waist from behind, and the boy increases the speed of the bike in this feeling, and then he falls down the hill because in reality there was no bridge here. The call that Pika also got was about this accident. That is why she leaves with Iram quickly. When they also go to that hospital, they see that the boy's mother was crying a lot. When Iram became very emotional, she gets up and comes back to her hostel. She quickly packs her things and starts leaving from there. When Pika asks her, "Why are you leaving the training?" Iram says, "Why should I train when I have to go and take care of Demas? He doesn't ask me anything anyway. He forced himself on me." 169, 0 hours 12 minutes and 11 seconds, 360 to 012, 14,560. He drugged my drink and then assaulted me. And after that, when I got pregnant, he forced me to have an abortion. Pika was shocked to hear this. Iram had not told her such big things. Before Pika could tell her, Iram tells her that, "You are an angel. It is as if you do not know anything." Hearing this, Pika tells her that it is not like that. Demas had also tried to be friends with me earlier, and when he forced me to go to his room, I left him, and due to this, we both broke up. Hearing this, Iram suddenly changed. Her eyes turn into the eyes of a devil, and she starts looking like a ghost. She screams loudly and then faints. In the morning, Pika comes to know that Iram has given her resignation letter. She goes and talks to Titu, then Titu tells her that yes, I have accepted her resignation. Because if someone does not want to work here, then I will not force him. Now Pika asks her about the owner of this hospital, who had never come here till date. Then Titu smilingly tells her that, "Actually I am the owner of this place and I have hidden my name and identity, because I want to observe my staff. Last time also this clinic was closed, so I do not want any mistake to happen this time." When Pika talks to him about the closure of the hospital, he interrupts her and leaves. But now Pika wanted to know how this hospital was closed, and why all this is happening here. While searching, she finds out that a lady doctor named Tatri committed death here. She does more research on Tatri and finds Ringo's picture with Tatri, and at the same time, she sees Ringo standing outside the computer lab, due to which she gets scared and leaves from there. She had now started investigating Ringo. The next day when Ringo leaves the hospital for some work, she checks his bag, where there were small news headline in the newspaper in which there was a report of the death of a gynecologist in Lembayung clinic. After this, he takes out an album from his bag, which did not have pictures but girls' hair, and the girls' names were also written on them, and Iram's hair was also in this album. In the meantime, Ringo also comes here and Pika hides in fear. As soon as Ringo comes, he checks his bag, but he does not find the album there and he gets scared. When Ringo goes out to search for that album, Pika also runs away. Panicked, she bumps into Titu and he asks her why she is running like this. She says that she has some evidence against Ringo. "I think Ringo is behind Tatri's affair and maybe Ringo is the one who molested Iram too." Hearing this, Titu takes her away from the city and tells her that he can still feel Tatri's presence. He tells her that Tatri was a gynecologist in this hospital, but then one day I saw that she committed death. A lot of talk was made about this hospital and finally this hospital was closed. But I will say that Tatri was very good. After hearing this truth, Pika returns home, and at night she has a strange dream in which she sees that Tatri had put her head in Ida's lap and she was crying, but in the next scene Tendri was near a grave. She was digging the grave fast with her hands, and as soon as Iram looks inside, Tatri catches Iram and pulls her inside the grave, and from here the scene cuts. And Pika regains consciousness and she realizes that it was just her dream. On regaining consciousness, she saw that Iram, who was here just now, was also not on her bed. She goes out in search of Iram and immediately calls Titu that Iram is not in the hospital. Today she sees a part of the ceiling broken outside the hydrotherapy room, under which a ladder was also kept. She places this ladder and climbs on it and sees that Iram was inside, and the two in a very scary condition. Someone had posed her. That means she was possessed by some evil spirit. She was lying in the water at this time, and she quickly catches Pika and starts drowning her in the water. She takes Pika up several times and brings her back down. She repeatedly submerges her head in the water. Pika is even close to dying. So when she takes her head out, she sees that Iram was not there, and now this room was in a much better condition than before. When she goes out of this room, she sees Titu, who was mixing some strange thing in a glass, and then Tatri came there. Titu made Tatri drink that glass, after which Tatri went into a state of unconsciousness, and in such a condition, Titu took advantage of her, and when she started regaining consciousness, he threatened Tatri that if you tell anything about me to anyone, then I will kill you as well as your family. After a while, it is shown that Tatri was trying to call someone and tell all this, then Titu took her inside the hydrotherapy room by pulling her by the head. He said, "Did I not tell you that you will not tell anyone about this? Now suffer the punishment for this." Saying this, he holds her by the hair and repeatedly puts her mouth inside the hydrotherapy room, and we are shown that Tatri dies, and when she dies, Titu calls the two sweepers who have already died in this movie, and with their help, he hangs Tatri in such a way that everyone thinks that it is death. Despite being hanged, Tatri was not actually dead. There was life in her body, and when she regained consciousness, she tried a lot to get down from the noose. And Ada also came here, who wanted to help her, but Titu stopped her and later cut Tatri's throat to kill her. After all these scenes are over, Pika finds herself inside the water again and sees that Iram was also inside the water. Meanwhile, the real Titu also comes here and asks her if everything is fine. Pika says, "Yes, everything is fine and I will take care of Iram myself." Saying this, she starts taking Iram from here by putting her on her shoulder and asks Iram, "What did you go there to do?" Iram tells that I went there to get my own abortion. And here we come to know from another video that Iram was also molested by none other than Titu, and as soon as Iram gets this video, she faints once again. Now Titu comes behind her and catches her from behind and says that, "If you tell anyone about this, I will kill you too." Saying this, he started forcing himself on her. When Pika tries to save herself, Titu takes a pin and stabs her hand. When Pika screams in pain, he forcefully tells her to stop crying. Before he could do anything else, Ringo comes from behind and injects a big injection in Titu's neck. Titu even faints. Here Ringo now apologizes to Pika and tells her that nothing will happen. Ringo tells her that yes, I was the one Tatri's fiancé. That's why you saw me with Tatri in the pictures that day. Tatri was pregnant when she died, but I was not the father of that child. I also knew that whatever happened to Tatri happened in that clinic. But I could not tell the police, because I knew that Titu is very smart. Because of this I would also get myself in trouble. But despite all that, I wanted to adopt Tatri. But the very next day I found Tatri's body hanging in the hospital. Pika tells him that Tatri is still in the same hospital and she is killing everyone, scaring everyone, and also taking her revenge. And to end all this, I think we have to destroy that hydrotherapy room. While they were talking, Titu regained consciousness and he got up and stabbed Ringo with a knife that he had with him. And while doing so, Titu shamelessly says that yes, Pika, Tatri is going to be the mother of my child. Pika takes Iram from here in fear, while Titu sits here and starts smoking a cigarette. And from his flashback, we come to know that this happened because his dad was like this. His dad always used to abuse his mom, and he used to see this happen every day. Time kept passing like this, and he grew up. One day he thought of ending all these things and he killed his dad by mixing poison in the juice. In these thoughts, he now says that the time has come that I should kill all of you like my dad. Saying this, he finds Iram and Pika and comes near the room. Here, when Titu was about to kill Iram and Pika, we saw that Ringo was still alive. He somehow manages to bandage himself and tries to destroy the hydrotherapy room. Meanwhile, Titu is about to kill both the girls. Before he can do so, Ada arrives and kills him. She stabs him in the chest with a knife and says, "Enough of your games." After which Ada comes to Iram and asks her, "Are you okay?" Ada asks her if she knows Tatri. Ada is shocked and replies yes. Now Iram comes forward and touches Ida's nose and Ida remembers that only Tatri used to do this, and at this time it was revealed that there was no one else inside Iram but Tatri. Ada says to her while crying that I still miss you. And when she said that Titu came from behind and attacked Ada, after which Titu moved towards Pika to kill her, but he did not know that Tatri has now come in Iram's body to finish him. She attacks him from behind, and when he falls down, she climbs on top of him and sits. She attacks his eyes, and takes out one of them before she can attack his other eye and take that out too. Pika tells her that it's enough. Stop what you are doing. You've taken your revenge. Your soul needs peace too. We are destroying that hydrotherapy room. Your soul should be at peace after that. Hearing this, Tatri leaves Iram's body and leaves from therein. Pika leaves with Iram. The scene cuts to a scene from some time later, where Titu was in jail, where his ex-wife came to meet him. And she told him that actually I had seen Tatri's soul in the hospital. I had also called you that day but you couldn't listen to me. He is very surprised after hearing her words, and then we get to know that actually Tatri was still in his ex-wife's body and was possessing her. That means Tatri's revenge was not complete yet. Titu was not dead and she was not going to leave this world without taking revenge. And the story of this movie ends here, showing just this. Thanks for watching.